How to invest $100 in cryptocurrency in 2024 and beyond, especially until about 2035, maybe 2038. Can I invest $100 in crypto, especially Bitcoin, and earn income? Yes, you can. It's called Bitcoin mining. It's also called Bitcoin contracts of Defi staking. A lot of times people don't understand what that means, okay? Bitcoin is known as the original cryptocurrency. Ethereum, Solana, and others have come after it, but this is really about Bitcoin and learning how to mine it. Okay, it's very simple. I have two programs that I've been a part of for almost a year now that are consistently earning that income for me on a daily basis, okay? Now, why should you invest $100 into crypto? Well, the accessibility. You don't need thousands of dollars to get started. Secondly, the diversification. Spread your $100 across different ways of earning cryptocurrency like mining and DeFi staking. Potential growth. Even small investments can grow significantly over time. So say in a couple years that $100 could be worth $10,000 or $20,000 just because of you taking actions, okay? How to start, okay? How to start with $100. It's very important to understand that. Let me show you my first asset that I use that you can start in the Bitcoin staking process. My first asset is a Bitcoin staking DeFi platform that you can use to harness the merchant fees, okay, that are going on right now on the blockchain. And the more secure that the Bitcoin blockchain is, the better it is. So the more people that are in there that are putting money into this block of security is what they basically call it, so that there can be transaction fees and there can be a security of those transaction fees, you're going to be able to earn a small percentage of those transaction fees. And a lot of times there's up to 30,000 transactions per hour. I think that's the max that the blockchain can go at this point, unless they build more blocks of securities, which that's what you would be. It's basically like a credit card transaction. A lot of times when you go to restaurants, they charge you a little bit more whenever you use a debit card or a credit card. That's because they're being charged transaction fees by those credit card companies or by the bank. If you use cash, then they charge you less, right? Well, that's a good simple explanation of that. There's just an extra fee of security for that transaction at that restaurant, and that's why you can profit from those type of small transactions. We're going to hear from a guy named Michael Saylor, who is a multi-billionaire. He has a huge company that has invested so much into Bitcoin, and he'll explain to you why the securities are going to continue to go up between now and 2035. Okay, so as you can see in my first asset class of Cryptex, link in the description below if you want to get some information on it, you can see I've earned over $332,000 in staking. That includes rewards from referral staking. It turns out I'm a pretty good affiliate marketer, and I can get more and more people on my team to understand how to make money online. Click on the link in the description below if you want to start learning how to earn income online. And here are the actual profits from staking. And this is literally 6 months of interest accrued, and it's earnings from those specific transaction fees. Okay, here's my second asset class. It's bitharvest.info. You can go there and get all the information that you want, and this is an actual Bitcoin miner. This is basically going to be good up until about 2035 to 2038, when about 99% of all the Bitcoin is going to be mined. Now, the reason that this is so important to be able to get started with this, and yes, it would only cost $100 to get started, is that you can earn mining rewards daily, okay? Now, you may not think that $2.30 a day is really that much, but I actually started at 50 cents a day. It's been about a month and I built it up to $230 a day, but I also have some referral rewards. See that? About $1.14 a day. That started out at 0. So give yourself 2 or 3 months and you could have $15, $20, $30, $40, $50 coming in every day. Okay, $50 a day times 30, that's $1,500 a month in Bitcoin and referral rewards, just because I am benefiting off of the Bitcoin transaction fee of the miners opportunity that is good between now, specifically 2024, up until about 2035 or 2038. As you're going to hear from Michael Saylor here in one moment, that he's going to explain to you why it's so beneficial to be a Bitcoin miner and or to get into Bitcoin staking and transactions. Okay? So you want to make sure that you click on the link in the description below, okay? And you will get all the information you need to get started. Let's take a listen to Michael Saylor and what he has to say about Bitcoin mining and the rewards of earning in Bitcoin mining.
Bitcoin's secure because it has this massive, diversified, decentralized network of Bitcoin security data centers, which we call miners, but they're really driving up massive hash rate to secure the network. They are subsidized by a Bitcoin block reward, and they're also subsidized by transaction fees. The block rewards, for the most part, run out after the first 30 years of the network. Between 2009 and 2035, we will have mined 99% of the Bitcoin by 2035. So that's running down, but the transaction fees will grow and are growing over that period because there's a scarce amount of block space. You can maybe process 30,000 transactions an hour. And if you want to move your money or you want to do that transaction, that's a limit. You have to put a bid to get your transaction in the next block. People are going to bid high. If I want to move $1 billion, I'll bid a lot of money. If I need the transaction to take place, I'll bid it up. The more people in the network, the more demand for that transaction bandwidth. What would you pay to sell $10 million worth of real estate in New York City today? You might pay $1 million in transaction fees. The transaction fee economy works just fine for real estate, right? There's no block reward for real estate. People don't just get a bunch of free real estate every 10 minutes for being in the real estate business. They all work on the basis of a commission. The same is true in the financial markets. So there'll be commissions and fees to trade. There's a very limited amount of transaction space. The fee will go from a few dollars a transaction to $30 a transaction to $300 a transaction to $3,000 to $30,000 to $300,000. And that being the case, there's no reason to think the mining ever stops. It will be more efficient. In a world right now, I guess you have $1 trillion asset class and the Bitcoin miners get paid $10 billion a year. So the cost for the security, $10 billion a year, is like 1%, right? The fees will trend to be less than that. And so that 1% security cost will probably become 0.5%, 1/3 of a percent, 1/4 of a percent, 1/10 of a percent. But there's no reason why the revenues can't go up.